I'm Deputy Melinda Brothers. No, my auntie named me, and I have a twin sister named Belinda. We were at first, but we kind of like grew up a little different. I'm assigned to court security.
Okay, and how long have you been in court security?
I've been in court security since 2021.
Okay, and what about how long have you been at the sheriff's office?
I've been with the sheriff's office for 27 years.
Okay, wow,
Yes.
27 years. Is this like the only law enforcement career you've had?
It is.
Okay, so you've been here your entire duration. What other divisions have you been in?
I worked at jail for a very long time, a part of my career, which I enjoyed working because I worked with many different people from different cultures, and so that kind of helped me with my communications. I learned how to manage and work with people with mental health issues, people who angry. I worked with the male inmates, I worked with the female inmates, so I pretty much worked every department in the jail division. Okay, for instance, I might be dealing with an inmate who's on some type of disciplinary, and they might be out of their room for like an hour and they refuse to go to their room. If my coworker is in there dealing with them and can't get them to go to their room, so I would go in and, you know, talk with them. One of the things I learned is that even though someone is shouting or screaming at me, don't mean I had to shout and scream back. I keep a calm voice, and they eventually come down to my level, and we are able to communicate with each other and find out what the problem is and get them back in their room. First off, let me say this. I wanted to be in law enforcement since I was in the 6th grade, and I grew up in Sweetwater, Alabama. When I got 18, I put in to be an Alabama State Trooper, and they told me, okay, reapply when you get 21. By that time, you know, I was in college getting my first degree. So my twin sister said, hey, I'm gonna move to Georgia. You coming with me? I said, yeah, I'm coming. So when I got up here, I started looking for jobs. I worked small jobs, and then I met someone from the sheriff department, and they introduced me to Cobb County Sheriff Department, and I applied, I got hired, and I've been here ever since. One of my favorite shows to watch when I was growing up was Kathy and Lacey, about 2 female detectives.
Wait a minute, look, this is such a fun fact. And so you know you wanted to be in law enforcement. Did you want to be a detective specifically, or did you know what branch you wanted to go to?
Well, originally I wanted to come to Atlanta and be a homicide detective.
Ooh.
But then I got hired with Cobb Sheriff Office, and I enjoyed working over here, so I stayed. Well, when I first started, I was the only female in my mandate class. And one of the challenges was when we went out to qualify on the range with the shooting, the guys thought I would be the last one that qualified. But actually, I was some of the first ones that qualified. And I get to sit on the sideline and wait and watch them try to get their qualification. You know, I didn't mind proving to the males that I can do it just as better as you can. Only when I went through mandate, but once I was through mandate, a lot of people know me and they know how I work, and they know that I can pretty much do whatever the male deputies does. I have better control over a lot of situations. I have encountered at the courthouse where a male deputy was trying to get an inmate to go back in the cell. The inmate came out the cell and refused to go back in the cell. And at that time, I was sitting at a desk and I was booking in 2 people that I had just arrested. So he had his taser out. So I get up, I secure my 2 people in the cell, and I start trying to interact and find out what's going on. I had pulled my taser. I said, no, let me put my taser up in my mind so that this guy don't see that I'm like aggressively. And I started talking to the inmate, and I was like trying to, you know, explain to him what's going on, find out what was going on with him, and I'm talking to him like I'm talking now. And so he come down and he started talking to me and tell me, and I said, well, let me put you in these waist chains. because we're going to get you secured back in the cell, and I don't want anything to hinder you from coming to your next court date. And he was like, okay. So it's just things like that, you know. Being a woman is, you need, I think all agencies need females on their team, because the things we learn how to deal with inmates, females, males, it's a different perspective. And one of the things I did when I did work in the detentions, I never promised someone I was going to do something and didn't do it, or if I tell them I'm not going to do that, I don't do it. So they knew I meant what I said, say. So. To be honest, it's slightly different. I deal with people from the public a lot. When you deal with someone from the public who's angry, you got to deal with taking a different approach and trying to keep it from escalating to the point where now you going into custody. So I find myself doing that a lot. And you got to, people who don't sometimes come up there, don't know where they're going, you just got to be helpful.
Yeah.
And allow people to be able to approach you. I have a lot of people that I meet on the streets. When they see me in uniform, they admire me for being a woman and being in this position. Some of the best part is being able to control situations better, knowing how to communicate, get the situations under control. So that's the best part, and I do enjoy working with the male officers as well. They're very supportive. Well, it's nice to see that change, because when I first came, I only seen one rank black female and then a few sergeants, but now it's so many, and it's great to see that change, and it's great to see that there are a lot of opportunities for the young females coming in, get them hope that, hey, this is where I'm going to go with my career. Well, my goal is to get to 28, which will be February the 2nd of next year. And I plan to retire then and hopefully get to spend more time around my mother. Well, my sons always respected me as a mother, and they respect my duty as a law enforcement officer, and that's a great thing. They don't get me involved in anything that would jeopardize my career. So I really appreciate them for that, and I always have their respect. And my mom is very proud of me, and every time she come up and she see me in my uniform, she want to take a picture.
I love that. Yeah, you be like, okay, let's take a picture, Mama.
Yeah.
And how did that feel for you to have your mom's, like, approval? Because, you got some people that don't approve it. How does that feel for you?
It made me feel great, and it affected a lot of decisions I made, because I don't want to be an embarrassment for my family, my mother. So I stand on the principles that she raised me on.
Which were what?
To do the right thing, treat people like you want to be treated, make the right decisions. Well, I enjoy building and repairing computers. I enjoy arts and crafts. Right now I'm teaching myself how to do woodwork. But I made a wood light. It's like a long board, and you put it on the wall, and there's a light behind it, and you turn it on.
Look at you.
So I did manage. I looked that up and found it. Then I said, let me look on YouTube how to make this, and so I did it. I want to be able to create clocks using acrylic paint, and you make the clock out of wood, and then you put the different colors of acrylic paint on there. My goal is to make some more wood lights, in different forms. And then I would like to be able to shape picture frames. That, and also I do t-shirts when I have time. I get requests from people on certain things they want. To learn, I believe knowledge is power. One of the things I did while I was in law enforcement, while I'm still in law enforcement, is I did go and get my degree. I got my master's degree in criminal justice public administration, and that helped me understand a lot of what the importance of what I do and how all the different organizations tie together, and how important it is that on my level, when I do my paperwork, that everything I do is correct. To look at the positive things, take it step by step. Don't build a big focus on negative energy, to experience it for themselves.